Auzubillahiminash-shaytanir-rajim. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Hope you are all fine and doing well at home. I am your English teacher. Today, in this video class, we will read and discuss a poem. The name of the poem is Prayer. It is in the English textbook of class 10th. The poem is originally written by one of the renowned of our valley, namely Ghulam Ahmad Mahjoor. So let's first have a look on the summary of the poem. The poem is addressed to God. The poet implores his Lord to lead him the path of truth. He has been since long past dwelling in the house of ignorance, so he requests his Lord to pour upon him the nectar of knowledge. He wants his Lord to be receptive to his wailings and plies, and give him rid of all his ills and pains. He implores him to be always kind to him, so that he will never feel himself in want. He earnestly requests him to save him from sloth, infirmity, and doubts, and search his heart with passion, zest, and hope. The poet begs his Lord to spare him from chanting sleep-inducing tales, and instead let him sing such songs that will infuse life into the dead. He wants his songs should inspire the people with love and remove hatred from them. He inspires his life should flourish with spring blossoms, and it's spared from the stifling heat of summer. He wants to be awakened with flowers in the first stroke of dawn. The poet also implores his Lord not to put him to harsh tests, lest his human form should be put to shame. The poet has always felt being deserted by the people, so he implores his Lord not to desert him. So this was the brief summary of the poem Prayer. So now, dear students, let me read the first to sixth line of the poem. It's like this. Lord, you are my hope and trust. Lead me to the way of truth. How long shall I dwell in ignorance? Pour me the nectar of knowledge. Lend ear to my wailings and plies. Cure me of ills and pains. Be kind each moment to me. Let me never feel in want. Save me from sloth, infirmity, and doubt. Surcharge my heart with passion, zest, and hope. Here, in the very first line, the poet calls God his hope and trust. He calls upon God to lead him to the path of truth. So, when he says, Lord, you are my hope and trust, lead me to the way of truth, means the poet calls God his hope and trust. He calls upon God to lead him to the path of truth. Dear students, the next line is, how long shall I dwell in ignorance? Pour me the nectar of knowledge. So here the poet has so far been living a life of ignorance. He prays to God to bless him nectar of knowledge. Lend ear to my wailings and plies. Cure me of ills and pains. The poet is crying. He appeals to God to listen to his prayers. He prays to him to cure him of his ills and pains. The poet wants God to be kind to him each moment. So he says, be kind each moment to me. Let never feel in want. The poet wants God to be kind to him each moment he does not want God to feel, he does not want to feel the want of anything in his life, means scarcity of anything. So he prays to God to save him from laziness and weakness. Save me from sloth, infirmity and doubts. The poet says he prays to God to save him from laziness and weakness. Surcharge my heart with passion, just and hope. The poet also does not want to live a life of doubts, so he prays to God to fill his heart with passion, enthusiasm and hope. Dear students, from the 7th line up to 12th line of this poem, the poet says, let me not ever chant the sleep-inducing tales. Let me sing the songs which infuse life into the dead. Let me sing that inspires people with love and cause. Let me sing songs. Let me sing songs that inspires people with love. Let me sing the songs that inspires people with love and cause all bitterness and hatred to vanish. You brought me to bloom with the earliest vernal breeze. Let me not burn heat of summer. Wither with me. Wither me grey. Wither me grey. So the poet here again says, the poet wants to remain active all his life. When he says, let me not ever chant the sleep-inducing tales, he does not want to sing such tales which can make one sleepy and lazy. He pleads to God that the poet does not want to sing such tales which make one sleepy and lazy. The poet wants to sing only such songs which can infuse life into dead. He wants to sing songs that can inspire people with love. He also wants to sing songs that will cause hatred and bitterness to end. The poet says that it was God who fills his heart with the freshness of the earliest spring breezes. Though he does not want that any unpleasant or painful thing should lead to the withering of enthusiasm. So, dear students, enthusiasm in his heart. So, dear students, when the poet in the 13th stanza line of the poem says, like dew, how long shall I wait for the first flash of the sun? Awaken me with the flowers in the first stroke of the dawn. In form I am a man, in substance far from humanity. Subject me not to trials, shame not my human form. Forsaken by men I, and so they call me Mahjur. People may desert, thus you don't abandon me, Lord. So the poet here compares himself with the dew. Drops of dew have to keep lying in the grass till the first ray of the sun comes and gives them the power to rise up. Similarly, the poet wants God to fill him with the power to rise. The poet says that so far he has been a man in form only. The real substance of man in humanity, which has been far away from him, the poet prays to God not to put him to trials. He does not want God to shame his human form. The poet feels himself all alone. There students in the last stanza of the poem, the poet says, "Forsaken by men, I, so they call me Mahjur, for my desert, for people may desert, thus you don't abandon me, Lord." The poet feels himself all alone because he has been forsaken by others, he has been deserted by others. That is why they call him Mahjur, means forsaken one who has been deserted. The poet doesn't care if people have deserted him. He prays to God not to abandon him, even he had been abandoned, even have abandoned him, even if people have, even if people have abandoned him. People have abandoned him. So, dear students, in this poem, the poet prays to God, pleads to God to give him strength so that he could live his life all alone without caring for other people. Now, the students, let's analyze this poem. The poet Mahjur has profound confidence in the power and supremacy of God. He believes that the salvation of a man from a wide range of troubles and challenges is conceivable just when one would dedicate himself to God. He demonstrated this soul and dedication in these verses. The original verses of Mahjur or in Kashmiri script, like Sahibo Sacham me cheni wat me aslij hawdam kot kala roz beza zan hund maschal. Thank you. Have a nice day.